Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we are diving into the world of numismatic royalty. We are talking about a coin so rare, so mysterious, and so incredibly valuable that it has captivated collectors for over a century. This is the story of the 1894 Barber Dime. Imagine holding a tiny piece of silver in the palm of your hand worth nearly $2 million. It sounds unbelievable, right? But that is the reality of this legendary coin. Designed by Chief Engraver Charles E. Barber, the United States Mint in San Francisco officially struck only 24 of these dimes in the summer of 1894. Now, the big question is, why? Why only 24? The official mint records suggest it was simply a matter of bookkeeping. The mint needed to close out a silver bullion account, and they were just 40 cents short. To fix this, they melted down a small amount of silver and minted exactly 24 dimes. But the human story behind these coins is far more fascinating. Legend has it that the superintendent of the San Francisco Mint, John Daggett, gave 3 of these brand new dimes to his young daughter, Hallie. He explicitly told her, "Keep these until you are old like me. They will be very valuable someday." Well, Hallie was a child. On her way home in the summer heat, she desperately wanted an ice cream. So she took one of those ultra-rare dimes, walked into a store, and spent it on a single dish of ice cream. That specific coin became known as the ice cream specimen, and it was later recovered from circulation. Today, out of the original 24, only 9 are known to exist. 2 of them are heavily worn, while the other 7 are preserved in pristine, proof-like condition. Every time one of these masterpieces goes to auction, the entire coin collecting world holds its breath. In fact, in recent years, one sold for a staggering $1.9 million. The 1894 dime is not just money. It is a ghost from the past, a piece of American folklore, and the ultimate treasure hunt. So, the next time you look through loose change, remember the 1894 dime. You never know what history might be hiding in your pocket. Today, we are looking at a coin that is not just rare, it was actually illegal to own. A coin that triggered international Secret Service investigations, a multi-million-dollar lawsuit, and a global treasure hunt. This is the wild story of the 1933 Double Eagle. In 1933, the United States Mint in Philadelphia struck nearly 500,000 of these stunning $20 gold coins designed by the legendary sculptor Augustus St. Gaudens. But none of them were ever supposed to leave the mint. Why? Because America was in the depths of the Great Depression. In an effort to stabilize the economy, President Franklin D. Roosevelt issued an executive order outlawing the private ownership of gold. He ordered the mint to halt production, and every single one of those newly minted 1933 Double Eagles was ordered to be melted down into solid gold bars. Well, almost every single one. Before the melting pots could destroy them, a handful of these coins were smuggled out of the mint, likely with the help of a corrupt inside worker and a Philadelphia jeweler. For decades, the U.S. Secret Service hunted these coins down like fugitive criminals. They seized them from collectors, raided private vaults, and destroyed them. But one coin managed to slip through the net. It crossed the Atlantic and ended up in the legendary collection of King Farouk of Egypt. When the U.S. government realized this, they tried to get it back, but the Egyptian Revolution broke out, and the coin vanished into the black market for over 40 years. Fast forward to 1996. The coin resurfaced in New York during a dramatic Secret Service sting operation at the Waldorf Astoria Hotel. After a massive legal battle, a historic compromise was reached. This specific coin would be the only 1933 Double Eagle legally approved for private ownership. The United States Mint made a historic decision during World War II that changed the face of American currency forever. In 1943, every single pound of copper was desperately needed for military ammunition and wartime production. Because of this, the Mint officially stopped making pennies out of copper, switching instead to zinc-coated steel blanks. These silver-colored pennies became a common sight across the country. However, by the time 1944 arrived, the military's copper shortage had eased, and the Mint prepared to switch back to the traditional copper composition. Millions of copper pennies began rolling off the coin presses, marking a return to normalcy. But behind the scenes, a massive manufacturing error was waiting to happen. It turns out that a few leftover steel blanks from the previous year had remained trapped deep inside the large supply bins and heavy machinery at the Philadelphia, San Francisco, and Denver mints. When the high-speed automated machines started striking the new 1944 copper pennies, these rogue steel blanks accidentally slipped directly into the coin presses. The machinery struck them with tremendous force, completely unaware of the mistake. The result was a tiny handful of 1944 pennies struck on steel instead of copper. It was a monumental error, and these metallic anomalies quietly slipped out of the mint doors and right into circulation. For decades, these coins remained hidden in plain sight, mixed into everyday loose change. Today, numismatic experts estimate that only about 30 of these 1944 steel pennies exist from the Philadelphia Mint. Even rarer are the ones from San Francisco, with only around 7 known specimens. But the absolute holy grail is the Denver Mint version, with a microscopic population of just 2 or 3 certified examples in the entire world. Because they look almost identical to the incredibly common 1943 steel pennies, countless people have likely spent them over the years without ever realizing they were holding a literal fortune. While a standard 1944 copper penny is worth exactly 1 cent, a genuine 1944 steel error coin is a masterpiece of rarity. Depending on the specific mint mark and the preservation grade, these errors routinely command astronomical prices at major auctions. If you enjoyed this deep dive into numismatic history, don't forget to hit the like button. Subscribe to our channel for more stories about the world's rarest coins. See you in the next video.